So hello. Uh, this is my first video I am making in a vlog, I suppose, on how I plan to achieve a salary of $100,000 per year. So I'm not starting off at zero like I guess successful YouTubers have to prove that you can make $1 million starting from nothing, which it doesn't really look like most of them started from nothing, but that's beside the point. So here I give you a bit background on me because I'm not starting from nothing either. I have actually already started working toward this goal, but I didn't get inheritance and stuff like that, like other people have. So where I'm at and what I've accomplished so far, I have gotten just through hard work, determination, endurance, drive, etc. But yeah, so this, I guess, a start to I'll give you an update on where I'm at. And then from here on out, when I'm doing things, I'm going to record it, so forth, and I'm going to post it so you can see the progress and things that I'm doing to keep climbing the goal to reach a salary of $100,000 a year. Okay, so when I say salary, I'm also not saying I want to have $100,000 a year, like in my account, because making a salary of $100,000 is a lot more difficult than just saving $100,000. So my goal is the salary. Okay, so first off, see, we started doing stuff. Young kid, high school. I got my high school diploma, so I started off there, which isn't a big thing when it comes to finances. It just taught you how to interact with society a little bit as a young kid. You know, dealing with people, sometimes bullies, school, whatever. You know, those are things that build you up. You know, learning basic math, you know, writing, meeting, I don't know, people. It just helps. You know, so that's a start. As soon as I finished school, I also had a little job when I was in school, which was nothing. It was like 4 hours or 3-4 days a week, you know, doing janitorial stuff. So as you can see, just on what I'm telling you there, I did not come from, you know, a wealthy family or anything like that, because we're not. My family's not wealthy. But I know why I just want to be in life, and I know a lot of people out there have that same concept and have high goals, and that's where I'm at. So what I did after I graduated was I joined the U.S. Navy right off the bat, because I was like, I want to go to college, and you hear the whole spiel that recruiters throw out there and all that stuff. You know, but I was like, yeah, you know, at that time, I think I was still working at a gas station. But I actually got bumped up from that like 16 hours a week to like maybe 20-25 hours. Obviously, these people at this gas station weren't paying full time. They were not wanting to hook you up with benefits or any of that stuff. And that is something you absolutely need in life to succeed. It is essential. Well, those low jobs like that, they don't do that. So I obviously quit that when I graduated and I joined the U.S. Navy. So from there, you know, I went to boot camp, Illinois. I was a machinist mate. E1 is when I went in, and that was back in 2006, 2007, something like that. So obviously I'm wearing this. I've been out a long time. I got out like, I did a 4-year, you know, time. So haven't been in a long time, but I did learn a lot. I learned a lot. I met a lot of important people, and that's one thing that also you really have to do when you want to try to get that success. When you have the opportunity to meet like people that are doing very well for themselves, you want to try to hear what they have to say if they're willing to share with you. You know, and on a ship, because I was mostly on ships, you get a lot of people sharing with you. Like I was fortunate enough to work in a water lab. That was the first job I had, which helped me greatly with where I'm at in life now. But like, you don't get paid a lot. And I was stationed in Japan mostly, so I was overseas. Yeah, so I mean, and you don't get paid a lot, honestly. Like, at least you didn't then. Maybe things have changed. But it taught me how to handle finances better. You know, like if you wanted to go eat somewhere and you didn't want to eat base food, you had to save money for that, you know, and so forth. I don't have a family like that, so I don't have to worry about expenses like other people have. When you're deployed, you're not really spending money. You do get little cards on ships. I don't know if you still do now or if they've changed it. I imagine they probably still have it. It's a pretty good system. It keeps tempted shipmates honest. You know, unless of course you put your PIN number on your card, which is pretty. I don't know why you would do that, but I don't know. I'm sure somebody has at one point. But yeah, so you would save all this money while you're deployed. Of course, you hit ports. Sometimes you blow money. People do. But I saved quite a bit of my money. So that, and then when I'd get higher number, you know, in my bank account, I was like, cool, you know, because like I said, I was working a crappy gas station job, so obviously I wasn't making any money doing that. So this is my first actual job where I would see like you know, four figures there. I'd like $1,000 or something, you know, and I'd be like, oh, you know, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm in the money now, you know. But yeah, that's the start of it. And then I was able to open up accounts with the banks, military banks that hook you up with stuff like that for direct deposit. I was able to open up credit cards, credit line cards. Okay, so that's a tricky one. A lot of people spend a lot of money, and I am guilty. I have done that. I do pay all my credit cards off. I do have one active card right now that I owe money on, but it's not difficult for me to pay it off. You know, so, and I don't have financial stress about credit cards. Like, I don't know. I just, over time, because I am about 35 now, so I've learned quite a bit. And this was from just educating myself, and then just seeing successful people and so forth, you know, throughout life, doing well. No, but to get back to that, I was fortunate enough to work in the water lab where there was a Master Chief. His name was Master Chief Richardson. He was the oldest Master Chief in the U.S. Navy. Now, he was real big into finances. He would check his stuff on a computer when he had the internet and all that. And you have internet at sea most of the time, so, I mean, unless, it's like, it doesn't matter. We're not talking about Navy stuff. But yeah, so he was a big, you know, he had a lot of money and stuff. He was a big investor, you know. The Navy also had programs like 401ks where they would match you on some of that stuff and whatnot, you know, and then pre-tax, you know, there's huge things that you got to know if you want to, you know, build wealth from pretty much nothing, you know, and that's what I had to do. So, and I'm still on my way there. Like I said, like my goal is to reach $100,000 per year salary. That's what I want to do for, you know, starting out. But I met him. He shared a lot with me, and you know, I went from there. So I did get out of the Navy after my 4 years, and then I used the post 9/11 bill, like Chapter 13 GI Bill. I don't remember. I went to a community college, got my associates in applied science. So these are things that you need, because even if you don't use these things, it tells employers that pay, you know, you full-time and overtime. They give you medical insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance, 401k matching. They pay for different things, you know, for, you know, like uniforms and whatnot. You can get reimbursements. But they look at things like that. They want to know, can you make a resume? Do you know how to write a resume? You know, because McDonald's don't require that. You know, working as a janitor doesn't require that. You know, just things like that. If you want to land something decent, you know, you got to be able to know how to do those things. You know, and I work in the water industry field, so that's where I ended up landing. So I treat water, you know, with water plant operations. I repair water mains, do customer service, stuff like that. That's my job. You know, so that a lot of that happened from being in the Navy, working in water treatment. I put that in my resume when I went for this job, you know, and so forth. So that helped me out. I get out, you know, I get an associate's degree. It took 2 years. It's sciences, so water science, I guess you could put it like that. So that worked out pretty good. But, you know, it really shows people, you know, and then confidence, you know, you build confidence over time. You build character, especially with being in the service and whatnot. You know, I've got in trouble a couple times, got yelled at. You know, so that's one thing. When you're wrong on something, you know, just take it. You're like, all right, I'm wrong, you know, and then take your correction, your discipline if that's what's necessary, and then you learn from it, because then you can be better moving forward in the future. and it'll help you be a stronger, more confident mentally person when it comes to getting good jobs. So my job now, I sit around post-tax about 50K. It's about where I'm at. So I'm about 50,000 a year post-tax. That doesn't include, you know, general insurance, vision, Medicare. It doesn't include that stuff. So, you know, there's more benefit-wise that I get. But when it comes to like actual take-home cash and whatnot, you know, that's pretty much what I put that to. I do add my 401k contributions to that. I do add what I get contributions from the company that I work for and stuff like that, you know. So that's where I'm pretty much starting out at, you know. So, and like I said, that's post taxes, and I'm not including benefits that they pay, like insurance, so forth, and all that. So that's my start point, moving here forward. So things that I do now is I invest in the stock market, you know, and I'll make a video showing how I do that. So I invest in high dividend REITs. I do swing trades. I have rules to my swing trades, and sometimes I make a couple or a few $100s a week on swing trades extra. You know, so my end goal currently, my current goal is that 100K a year. So I have to be able to get 50K passive income on top of the 100K, not 100K, on top of the 50K that I get from my job in order to meet that goal. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. That's my journey. I've set up some books behind me, things that I read, but most of what I've learned, I actually just kind of learned on my own, learned from trial and error. You know, you're gonna get it wrong. I've gotten it wrong. I've like bought stocks, listened to people online, and yeah, I was wrong, you know, and they were wrong, you know, and stuff like that. I just had to learn the hard way, you know, but I learned what not to do in order to get me to a point to know what I can do. So going with that, let me give you a little bit of my living arrangement stuff. So I have a few videos I made. One of them is about my die-cast collection that I have. I don't know the value of it, I forget, but I'm starting to sell it off because what it comes down to, and I even said it in the video, which you'll see, you have to decide, like, do you want to put your money toward things you want, or do you want to put money toward things that need and benefit you? And I like the cars, I still collect them, but I've been selling a few of them because to me I'd rather have assets, cash producing assets, or things that can increase in value. But moving forward, here's the video that I'll show you of my cars. I talk a little bit in it. It's about a minute video, and then I don't remember what it is, all I said in it, but then I can go from there and talk more about it. But here's the video,
which I'm still going to do. But in here is some pretty expensive cars, and I'm starting to sell some of these to raise funds and money to put toward my investment accounts to help me get closer to meeting my goal of $100,000 per year income. In this collection here, I would assume that there's maybe around $50,000 or so in value. That's kind of on the high end, so we'll just average at about 20. I don't know. I don't really know. I got to add it up. But there's several cars in there worth a lot. So what it comes down to is I need to be able to make a choice between what I like and what I need to have in order to be more financially successful. And I'm selling some of the cars to meet my financial success goals.
Okay, so in there, this is something I've been collecting for like the last 5 years. I really enjoy collecting cars. I'm still going to keep some of them, obviously. But I'm at a point where it's like I want to be able to go travel and do certain things and enjoy my vacations when I'm off from work instead of just sitting at home and doing things. So you have to make that choice. You got to be willing to give up some things to do what you need to do for your, your financial stuff. And I work that 9 to 5, and I get overtime, and a lot of my time goes to that. I have to sleep, I have to eat, you have to do your healthy things for yourself, and it takes a lot of time, So eventually, one day, I don't want to have to work a 9 to 5 because I would rather have my time in my life to do what I want, and I don't want to have somebody else, working for somebody else. I mean, like, the job pays okay. Obviously, I tell you what I get, but I don't want to work that and lose most of my life working for somebody else who makes a lot more off of me. So the steps to it is being able to get that freedom. You gotta have money coming in another way, and this is one of those sacrifices that I have to make in order to make that happen. Okay, so here's another part of the video, another video I made, and this is just kind of like my living arrangement that I have now. So I'll get with this video, and then I'll talk after that one.
Important when it comes to meeting a goal of $100,000 a year with successful finances. Okay, so this is where I come home to hang out, chill, and rest at the end of my day when I'm working and making money. So I have a few things here I got to organize and clean. Obviously, I don't have a fancy bed. This here is just a simple hobby that I do since I'm selling some of my cars that are expensive and I want to raise money to meet my financial goals. Building little models out of cardboard costs me nothing. My TV says, you can see the floors. It's not horrible living and all that. It's a building that we got. Paid like around $16K, I think, for the building, and started working from there. But the point of this little part right now is that you have to start somewhere, and this building and this property is owned. No rent is paid, just yearly tax, which isn't even that much money. Probably like 100 or less using tax stuff, which I can talk about. But the point here is, don't live expensively when you're trying to build wealth, because you can't live expensively and build wealth at the same time. It's a lot more difficult when you're starting without having a huge inheritance like other people might.
Yep, so that's just, I don't live expensively. Like I said in that video, I do own the property. I pay like $100 a year because I get Homestead Exemption Acts. I get a little bit from the military. I have some hearing issues, so it's cheap. I don't have any of that. So I pay my electric, my water, my internet, streaming shows if I have them. Comes out to like $300. Around the holidays, maybe $350, $400. I have my vehicle, which I recently paid that off. So it's a lot easier for me now to concentrate on building that wealth toward, that goal of 100K salary per year. So it's a little bit about me, pretty much in a nutshell. Some of my past history, my goals, some things that I'm looking at doing currently. And I'm going to make a video showing some of my investment stuff that I do, so that way, and I'll share in there like ways to avoid like taxes, so that way you bring in more money home, little trick things to do and whatnot, because you're never gonna build wealth quickly. That's a facade, like that, just, if that's even a word supposed to use, but it just doesn't happen. People that think you could do that, I mean, it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna, go ahead and end this video. It's a little bit about me. It's kind of my living stuff. So like I said, live frugal. If you can get away without having to pay rent, or stuff like that, great. That's a good start, and whatnot. So that said, I'm just starting out with this, pretty much a vlog about me reaching that goal. So I'm gonna show you kind of where I'm at on my finances currently in my next video. So yep, I will talk to y'all later, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're wanting to get to a goal of 50K a year, 60K a year, 80K a year, you know, $1 million just in your bank account, not actually salary, but like that, maybe some of what I do might be able to help you. So I don't know, but I'm gonna share it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I know you didn't learn nothing really on this video yet, except don't have a lot of expenses, because then it gives you money to for trade accounts. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to make a video showing some of my account stuff, so that way you can see where I put money when I make money and whatnot, and then ways that I preserve what I bring home, so that way I'm not losing the majority of it. But alright, see you in the next one.